everybody and welcome to another episode of Tom's TC, and today we're in the garage to talk to you about my LS2 Pioneer Evo and why it might actually be one of the best adventure helmets on the market in this price range. Well, it's the only helmet in this price range on the market. We're going to talk about the pros and cons and why I really like it. So let's get on with it. Before we go into technical details, let's have a look at comfort and fit of this thing. Now, this is the extra large version, so it's 61 to 62 centimeters head circumference. My rocks are large, so the difference in sizing on these helmets is quite substantial. However, this fits me really well and it's perfect for me and my head size. Now, the only issue I have with this helmet is it's a little bit noisy. Now, maybe if I managed to get a smaller helmet on, I'd probably be a bit more squished, but maybe the noise would be a bit less. You can solve that with ear plugs, you can put a balaclava on. Now, the thing with me is I'm not going to be doing 100 miles an hour. It's not going to be causing me constant wind noise. And to be honest with you, it's perfect for what I need commuting on the Honda CRF 250 Rally and maybe doing a bit of green laning. This helmet for me is about practicality. It only cost me $69.99 and I'm not going to be worrying about it. I'm not going to be fussing over it. If I drop it, if I scratch it, whatever, if I drop it, I'll just go and get a new one. It's not a problem for me, but it is just about practical usage, you know, every day, stick it on your head, not worry about it, away you go. So let's have a look at fit. So the helmet fits really, really well. And I've got no real wobble on it. It's really, really steady. The cheeks aren't pushed in too much. There's just enough pressure there to make you feel comfortable. The helmet looks really good overall. And you've got a really nice buckle underneath. And you can even remove it with your gloves if you want to release it, like so, which is good. The helmet has reflective strips all over it, so there's an extra element of safety. And in the box, you actually get some more extra reflective stickers if you so wish to use them. The helmet looks pretty good on your head. I think it looks expensive, doesn't look like a cheap helmet. I mean, I've not actually put it side to side to other adventure helmets, but overall, it's really good for me. I really like it. So if you take a look at the ratchet underneath, you can see it's just a simple quick release pull system and slides back in really, really easy. The helmet also has a really handy internal visor. Now, I don't like internal visors, I never have. And the reason for that is, it actually normally hits my massive nose. And luckily it's quite a lot of clearance on this one, so I'm quite happy with that. Now, with this particular internal visor, the only thing I don't like is there's quite a lot of light that gets in through the bottom. It's quite distracting. I'm getting used to it, but it's still a bit of a bugbearer for me. I only really use it if it's really, really low sunshine. I'd much rather use a dark visor. But for this particular helmet, I'm not going to bother with that. The other issue with this helmet is it does mist up quite badly, even with all the vents open. I tend to leave a little bit of a gap at the bottom, but you can see already it's starting to mist up. You can get a pin lock insert, but for £30, 20 to £30, with such a cheap helmet, whether it's a worthy investment, if you're going to be on longer journeys, it probably is. But for me, I probably won't bother. But overall, it's a really, really good helmet. To sit on my head, it feels really, really comfortable. It works well. It gives me a good field of vision, really light. And for me, what I need it for, perfect. Let's get on to the technical details, shall we? So let's have a good technical look at this helmet and look at its features and everything else about it before we wrap this video up. So this is the top of the helmet. It's got some nice writing across the side, so you know it's an LS2. And the model, the MX435 or the LS2 Pioneer Evo. You've got a British gold badge on the back and ECER 22-05 rating, which means basically if you fall off, you should be okay. The helmet itself is very, very light. it's not going to hold your head down, it's not going to hurt your neck, and it's not going to blow your head back when you're riding it. The issue with this helmet, and I will say it, I mean, I know it has a gold sticker on it and everything else, it actually flexes quite a lot. I don't know if you can see that, especially across the mouthpiece. You can see quite a lot of flexing. Now that doesn't mean it's unsafe, it just means that the quality of the plastic that they use is probably not up to standard of other makes of helmet. I don't know, but I mean that doesn't bother me, it's just an observation. You can see it flexes across the chin, and actually when you got it on your head and you pull your straps down, you can actually feel the flexing through it as well. The other thing is where the internal visor comes down, like so, you can see there's this big gap here, and possibly the visor could come down a little bit more at the sides, but I don't know how we do that. There's some huge gaps around the edge, and the visor wobbles around inside quite simply, like so. Doesn't affect the use of it. The lining is really, really good. You can see inside it's very, very cushy, it feels nice, and it's very plush. For a helmet of this price, I'm quite surprised at the actual helmet lining. I would say it's probably better than my old Rock 2.0. As you can see, it's really, really good inside, and you've obviously got these emergency chin pull liners as well, so if you're in an accident they come out with it as well. Sometimes this manages to get itself latched onto that, and you can see already it's starting to look a bit saggy where I keep yanking it off, which I probably shouldn't. You've got vents at the front and the mouthpiece, which just open and close with a I don't know if you can see that, there's just that little clip that goes up and down like so. I normally have that open all the time to get as much airflow as possible. You've got so many vents on it. You've got vents down here, you've got vents across the top. You can't close the vents at the top, you can only close the ones at the front by the mouthpiece. This helmet also comes with a separate Bluetooth unit. The Bluetooth unit is about £100, so I probably won't invest on that, but it's made directly for this particular helmet. Basically, the microphone fits inside the helmet and down here at the front, so that's really good actually. And if if you were going to go for that, it would probably be a pretty good investment if this is your one and only helmet. Overall, it's really, really good. The visor doesn't actually click up and down, it's just sort of stiff, and it's sometimes, to pull it down over that and then pull it back up again, as you can see, it's not the best. It's a bit plasticky and a bit clicky. When you've got your gloves on and everything else, sometimes that can be a bit fiddly to get open. But like I said, for the money, this helmet is really, really good, especially as a second helmet. I was actually looking at getting a used one, a used adventure helmet, and then I came across these, and do you know what? I'm really chuffed that I've decided to go for it, because it is a very good helmet for the money, and it's perfect for something that you don't want to wreck. Thanks for watching everybody. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that it makes your decision a bit easier about whether to buy one of these or not. If you're not already, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in my next video.